Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
And thanks for joining us. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter and Instagram. Of course, youtube.com/Pat Gray on YouTube. And click on the alert thing so that, every time there's new content that shows up, you'll be alerted to that. And subscribe if you would. Rate and subscribe. That always helps us with the algorithm so others can hear and enjoy and join you for, let's say, Pat Gray Bingo. They'll understand what's going on. So we are 16 days away from the election. 167 days, I'm sorry.
Wow,
Got you a little scared there?
Yeah.
Yeah. 167. I'm not sure it would be such a bad thing if it were today. Trump seems to be well ahead, at least in the swing states, and then everything else seems to be falling where it always does. So if the election were held today, I think Trump wins. Now, anything can happen between now and then. The betting markets are decidedly in Trump's corner right now at this point. Look at these numbers.
Yeah.
Of course, we got the tiny print for you, so you have to really go get your magnifying glass. Might help. So who will be the 2024 presidential, who will win the 2024 presidential election?
That's just
this is of May 20th.
General speaking here. Who's got the more bets behind him?
So this was taken just yesterday. Trump with 52% to Biden's 43%. No, 42. 52, 42?
So plus 10.
Holy
Trump.
cow.
So the money
that's pretty
being
good.
bet right now is on Trump.
It's on Trump. Wow. Then RFK Jr. has 2%.
Yep. So then they break it down by state. In other words,
Okay.
so who do you think is going to win each of these states?
Georgia, Nevada, and Arizona.
Yeah, plus 30 Georgia for Trump, plus 24
Plus
Nevada
30.
Trump, plus 20 Arizona Trump, plus 54 North Carolina Trump, plus 84 Florida Trump.
Wow. Wow.
So,
Well, that's
the money
better than I thought.
is this. In other words, if you're putting money on this right now, the majority of it is saying Trump will win. And then now just a general poll, and that's just the betting numbers there. You're at 56 to 44 Trump over Biden, so plus 12 just among general polling. If you put RFK in there, Trump goes from 56 down to 44. Biden goes from 44 to 34. So that lead goes from plus 12 to plus 10. RFK Jr. Comes in with 22%. So it looks like he's taking just a little bit more from Trump when it comes to general election polling.
Either way, he wins in these polls. So
I need to see RFK go far left on every issue.
yeah, that'd be great.
At this point.
At this point, yeah. If he could just hurt Democrats,
Exactly.
Biden in particular, that would be great. Of course, there's a couple of other things that need to be attended to, and that's one of them is increasing the majority in the House, at least keeping it, just at least keep control in the House, and then regaining it in the Senate. And then things are going to get done. You know that. Once Republicans
swear.
have total control, then we're sailing smoothly the rest of our existence.
The Republican Party is just team suck just a little bit less. That's all they are.
Yeah, that's about right. It's about right. Speaking of the November election, NBC News is Kristen Elker.
Welker, yeah.
Is it Welker?
Yeah, I guess there's a misprint there.
Okay. Kristen Welker had Marco Rubio on, and this is how you handle the press when they start asking about election integrity.
Will you accept the election results of 2024 no matter what happens, Senator?
No matter what happens? No, if it's an unfair election, I think it's going to be contested by either side.
Senator, no matter who wins.
I think you're asking the wrong person. The Democrats are the ones that have opposed every Republican victory since 2000. Every single one.
That's right.
No Democrat has refused to concede. Hillary Clinton conceded. Senator, will you accept the election results?
Hillary Clinton said the election was stolen from her and that Trump was illegitimate. Kamala Harris agreed.
Thank you.
We have Democrats now.
Senator, she conceded the election. and attended the inauguration.
She said that Trump was illegitimate. She said that the election had been stolen. Kamala Harris agreed. By the way, there are Democrats serving in Congress today who in 2004 voted not to certify the Ohio electors because they said those machines had been tampered with. And you have Democrats now saying they won't certify 2024 because Trump is an insurrectionist and ineligible to hold office. So you need to ask them. I think have you ever asked the Democrat this question on your show? I bet you've never asked the Democrat that question.
Senator, you voted to certify the 2020 election, and here is what you said on that day that you voted to certify the 2020 election.
Here it is, Marco.
Democracy is held together by people's confidence in the election and their willingness to abide by its results.
So by your own definition, are Donald Trump's claims undermining Americans' confidence in democracy, given that he has not conceded the last election, and he just said in recent days twice that he won Minnesota?
Why don't you interview yourself?
I think what undermines people's confidence in the election is when you have places like Wisconsin with over 500 illegal drop box locations, when you have places like Georgia where liberal groups are paying people $10 per vote. No, but listen, what undermines elections is when NBC News and every major news outlet in America in 2020 censored the Biden laptop story, which turned out to be true, not Russian misinformation, unprecedented.
Right.
Only you couldn't even talk about it on social media. They would deplatform you. People look at all this. They look at what happened in Arizona, 200,000 ballots that had the signatures didn't match. People will lose confidence, and it opens the door to this.
I have to jump in here. Senator, you voted to certify the election, and
because at that stage in the process, you have no options.
Senator, you voted to certify the election. Nothing has been censored on this program. Hillary Clinton.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Well,
we put together, I think, the most extensive and inclusive voter fraud organization in the history of American politics.
Yeah, I think you did. Congratulations on that. That was a job well done.
Marco, man. Bring in the heat.
He stuck to it. Nice. She's not used to that. She's used to just skating through her agenda.
How many times did she go, Senator?
She did not like that at all. Sorry your job was, made a little bit tougher for you there, Kristen. That's fantastic. Yesterday, meanwhile, on the witness stand in the hush money case for Donald Trump, Michael Cohen, of course, took the stand again. He's being cross-examined. And stunningly, he admitted that he stole $30,000 from Donald Trump. But, you got the apologists like MSNBC's Lawrence O'Donnell, who took time off fawning over Stormy Daniels to give his thoughts on Michael Cohen.
Inside the courtroom, you've been there almost every day. You have the strength of beyond mortal men.
All right.
What was worth it to you today? What did you see? What did you hear?
Well, the courtroom is where I began as a writer and a reporter a long time ago. So this is a homecoming for me in terms of a workplace.
Why don't you stay there?
The shocking thing at the end of that cross-examination, I just can't tell you how stunning it was, because it's the thing that I was waiting for. I saw everything Todd Blanche. I've seen every minute of cross-examination. I've seen every single question he's asked.
Good for you.
And he sat down and ended his cross-examination without asking a single question about the $130,000 that appears on the Alan Weisselberg notes about how they were structuring the payment to Michael Cohen. He asked about the $50,000 that's irrelevant to the $130,000, and that's where he very effectively got Michael Cohen to agree that yes, he stole $30,000. Later, when Cohen was asked about that on redirect by the prosecution, it didn't really sound like stealing $30,000. It sounded a lot like Michael Cohen doing the little that he could within that calculation to rebalance the bonus he thought he deserved, and it still came out as less than the bonus he thought he deserved, and the bonus he got the year before.
You're acting like this is a crime. What? He felt like he deserved it.
So it's fine. It's fine. I love how, for forever,
Wow.
Michael Cohen to the left has just been this liar.
Yeah, cheat.
This garbage human being. But now he's ours.
awesome now.
He's our liar. He's our garbage human being. So it's cool. He's going after Trump. Okay.
So amazing to watch them justify theft in order to continue their hatred toward Donald Trump. Man, do they want him to... I mean, they'd love to put him to death. I think they'd love to do... Now, their ratings will suffer if and when that ever happens, but...
That's not an exaggeration, either.
No, it's not. It is not. Also, yesterday, Michael Brown would have turned 28. You might recall that 10 years ago, he charged a Ferguson, Missouri police officer. And the hands up, don't shoot fallacy, the lie took hold. Hands up, don't shoot! Yeah, he never said that, never did that. Had nothing to do with the case. But Representative Cory Bush is pushing a bill in his honor.
You won't make it through this.
Probably
I just thought we should play. This is a congresswoman introducing a new bill that's...
Okay.
Yeah, enjoy.
Michael Brown should have turned 28 years old. The last birthday he celebrated and will ever get to celebrate was his 18th. Just 81 days after his 18th birthday,
whose fault is that?
A Ferguson police officer killed him.
Just went
in
out.
a
For
just
no reason.
world,
Yes.
Mike Brown would be with his loved ones right now, celebrating another year.
How do you know?
Dreaming of his future as he blows out the candles on his birthday cake. But instead, we are only left with the memories of who he was.
Right, which is
Michael
a
Brown's
saint,
life was
which was a
taken.
saint.
Yes,
It was
thank
taken
you,
from
Pat.
his mom,
Yeah.
his dad, his friends, his siblings, his classmates, and from every person who
Probably
knew
shouldn't go
and
after a
loved
cop's
him.
gun.
Probably
They
not.
were
but
all left to live
the kid was
through
a
the
saint,
trauma
Keith.
police violence leaves in its wake. They were forced to go to school, to go to work, go get groceries, and live their lives after knowing someone they loved was killed. And they were forced to deal with the mental health effects of it on their own.
Oh, man.
Police killings of unarmed black people are responsible for more than 50 million additional days of poor mental health days per year.
How are you getting?
I'm sorry,
It's
what?
devastating our
That's an
community,
interesting
and it
stat.
must be addressed. That's why, in Mike Brown's honor, alongside Mike's mother,
What are you
Leslie
doing?
McSpadden,
Yeah.
I am reintroducing the Helping
my.
Families Heal Act.
Oh,
also
good.
known
Helping
as the
Families
Mike Brown
Heal
Bill.
Act.
Mike
I
Brown.
love
This
it.
legislation will provide crucial mental health support for victims, families, and communities harmed by police violence.
Good.
It would fund these resources and bolster counseling in our schools. It's been nearly 10 years since the Ferguson uprising.
Yeah.
10 years
10
since
years.
our movement for justice birthed an affirmative vision of community safety that focuses on saving lives instead of destroying them. That's why, in addition to helping families heal, we're working to pass My People's Response Act,
Oh, nice.
which would advance an
My People's
evidence-based
Response Act.
public health approach to safety
You gonna make it
and
to the end
so
of this,
many
Pat?
other life-saving policies.
So far.
Almost a decade has
Good
passed
job, man.
since we lost Mike Brown, but we're still on the front lines of the movement to save Black lives.
All right.
And that's
Oh, thank
where
goodness.
we will remain until no more lives are taken by police violence and our children can celebrate each and every one of their birthdays.
Right.
Oh, wow. Wow,
Happy
that's
birthday,
beautiful.
Mike Brown.
Happy birthday.
Rest in power.
Rest in power.
Rest in power.
Yeah. You like that?
I like that a lot. Rest in power. Huh. And why hasn't she introduced a bill to make him a saint? Why? Why haven't we applied for sainthood?
That's actually good.
Why don't we go to the Vatican
Good point.
and tell that Pope, hey, if you want to be Catholic, you make this guy a saint. You're in danger of even being Catholic. This would put you right back on the right path.
Right. And this Pope would be the one to do it.
Yes, he would.
I don't know if he would get any, if there'd be any pushback on the half a dozen witnesses that said he did not put his hands up
Right.
and that he did charge the police officer. But whatever.
But exactly.
I did like the.
He was a saint.
What's the next thing there? The someone on social media pointed out, hey, Corey, I got more recent pictures of Michael Brown for you. And there they are. There he is, stealing from the shop owner there, the convenience store guy, and shoving
assaulting
him around.
Yeah. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's part of his sainthood right there.
And here, see, look, here's the Here's the video. In case you forgot, he had just robbed the convenience store and shoved around the convenience store owner on his way out. See this?
Then he was fighting the cop, and that's why he got shot. But apparently he was going for the cop's gun, and so the cop should have just let him do that and get shot in the head, I guess, by Michael Brown. Then Michael would still be alive today. The cop wouldn't be, but Michael Brown would be.
And then you wouldn't need the Helping Families Heal Act.
Yeah, right.
Named in his honor.
Right. Huh. Wow. I tell you, I don't know. It's agonizing with the people who are in office right now. How did this happen? That perpetuate lies and hoaxes. There was just an article that Daily Caller did because they just did this documentary. It's called, what is it called? Demand Hate? Something like that? Demand Hate. And so you're going to want to see this. It talks about some of these racial hoaxes. And it is amazing. One of the cases that was made into an article today involved a Black Lives Matter activist and a white woman who was stopped in the road because they were doing this demonstration. There was a bunch of people in the road blocking traffic, and there was a truck that was sitting in the way of all of the protesters so that people wouldn't slam into the protesters. This white woman got out of her car, went up to the truck, and said, "Hey, I'm glad you're here so that, these protesters aren't used as speed bumps." So then what happened? An activist named Ziana Bryant said that her point was the opposite. She said something to the effect of they'd make good effing speed bumps. That's not what she said.
Yeah, completely.
She said the exact opposite. And she put out a video and stated that that was what was said, but you never hear it on the video because she didn't say it. So she just gets torn to shreds. She gets berated. She gets doxxed.
Yeah, her life is
set fire to.
Yeah. In fact, she was attending classes there at University of Virginia, and they go through this brilliantly there in the Demand for Hate, the Daily Caller documentary, to the point where her classmates didn't want her even remotely dialing in.
Not even online. They wouldn't sit next to her in class, and she couldn't be part of an online class. Jeez. UVA's administration finally said, all right, we're gonna do an investigation. Well, they did, and they found that there was nobody that could corroborate the story. Why? Because it didn't happen. And so they turned the case over to some student panel, and the students decided, yeah, you're right, you didn't do anything wrong, but you're going to need to do 50 hours of community service, and we're going to put you in probationary expulsion. So if anybody ever complains about you again, you will be automatically expelled. And they gave her a bunch of other restrictions, even though they knew she didn't say what she was accused of.
They talk about equal justice, equal justice. The word justice belongs nowhere near the vernacular to these civil rights activists.
No,
it's
despicable.
It sure is.
Play the trailer of Demand for Hate. Check this out from Daily Caller.
A hate crime hoax is essentially a situation where a very high-profile hate incident turns out not to be real.
Probably the single most significant social movement in the United States was founded on the Trayvon Martin racism fabrication and the Michael Brown racism fabrication.
Right.
NBC News edited the 911 tapes to make it seem like George Zimmerman was motivated by racism. Real racism, it should be condemned. But the problem is, a lot of these cases, it's not real racism.
The Morgan Bettinger case was blown wildly out of proportion.
The one we were talking about.
I know what the she said.
And the next day, she had over 1,000 death threats.
Universities and other institutions don't really punish the people responsible.
It's a complete assault on the truth.
Demand for Hate. Oof, man. So that's fun. So Morgan Bettinger had her life turned upside down and completely ruined. She did eventually graduate, but she had that on her permanent record that she was expelled. The probationary.
Now she lives
expelling.
a life of a recluse.
Yeah.
It's so sad, this story.
Really sad. Really sad. Standing up to hate crime hoaxers like Ziana Bryant is about more than any one individual, as the article states. Morgan spent the prime years of her life defending herself against a college, a media, and society that sacrificed her in the name of justice. So they're telling these stories, and so this is definitely worth watching. Just really good stuff. Let me tell you about Blaze merchandise. If you love the show, you're going to love the merchandise that goes along with it. Go to shopblazemedia.com today, and you can check out everything from our "Brr, I'm cold, it's cold, brr" sweaters and T-shirts to our Pat Gray hats and beanies, the throwback Glenn and Pat T-shirt, and a lot more. And, of course, there's all the other Blaze Media merchandise right there at your fingertips. Everything from the Blaze Heritage and Blaze Media collections, jackets and T-shirts and hoodies, socks, mugs. There's just so much there. You're going to love it. Go to shopblazemedia.com today. Check out my merchandise as well as everything else available from the Blaze Media. Be sure you use my promo code PAT10 to get 10% off your whole order. That's shopblazemedia.com, promo code PAT10 to get 10% off today.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
All right, welcome again to the broadcast, to the program, to the show. So yesterday would have been Michael Brown's birthday, a sad, sad day for all the hands up, don't shoot folks who have been trying so hard to push that narrative and to grant him sainthood. You know, everybody who has been shot and killed in that way has become a saint. He has, Trayvon Martin did, George Floyd did. It's pretty astounding. And nobody wants these things to happen. Nobody wants them to be killed. I wish they were all alive today. But they're just not the situations that they've been made into. It's a lot like January 6th, actually. A riot that broke out. Some people got unruly. A very small percentage of the crowd got unruly. But they made an insurrection out of it. They made an attempt to overthrow the government out of it. So these things get turned into, the minor molehills get made into major mountains by the left, and it happens all the time. This next video is entertaining but somewhat concerning. Liberal woman spent $4,000 to bash sticks on the ground and scream at a rage ritual retreat.
You're going to love this. Yeah, so you pay $4,000. And like these women that are featured here did, and boy, the result is, by the way, hide the kids. Hide the kids so you don't have to explain this, because there is no explaining this. It's mental illness.
Here it is.
Look at that. Pay $4,000, go stand in the forest.
Yeah, you couldn't do this on your own.
Liberal white women and scream. Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
Hey, that's part of a tree right there. Easy. Oh.
This is weird.
Yep.
Each of them paid $4,000 to do this?
Of course. I don't think they took up a collection.
I have a new idea, Pat. There's some wood spec here.
Oh.
$4,000.
We'll let him do it for $3,500. Let's give him a little discount.
Hang on. No.
That doesn't include the stick, obviously.
No, yes, thank you.
That's what I was going to say.
You got to bring your own stick.
Bring your own equipment. Bring your own stick, because if you have to borrow ours, I mean...
No, then it's
4,000. You're back up
4,000 at least.
Yes.
Yeah, because Texas sticks are more valuable.
They're mighty.
It is fascinating.
That is so weird.
It's horrifying, but it's still fascinating the acceptance of mental illness in our country as the norm now. Nah, that's cool. In fact, we have a whole business devoted to it here. Look at that. That's exactly what happened.
And not just acceptance, they're promoting it.
Oh, yeah.
They're promoting mental illness. They're encouraging it. They want the mental illness to be expanded. That's why the trans thing has become so huge. They love it. They're encouraging it. They're branching out with it. They want everybody to be trans.
Yeah, we didn't mention this follow-up. You remember the West Virginia story with the middle schoolers, the shot put girls, and they were like, nah, not going to participate in this. This is garbage. And then they're the ones that got admonished by the school.
Yeah.
Well, apparently that boy who was pretending to be a girl was using some very graphic language around those girls. And
what?
So many of these girls have come forward to say, yep, I heard it. Yep, me too. Yeah, he said it to me too. But yet the school refuses to do anything because he's pretending that he's a girl. And so therefore he's
a saint.
Protected class now. Right.
Yeah, he's a saint. You have a problem with that, Keith? I hope not. Because if you're going to stand in the way of his sainthood, you're going to get run over, my friend. You better hop on this. You better hop on this train.
I am so grateful that my daughters never had to compete against dudes, because otherwise
I would have gone crazy.
I would be joining
I'd be in
you.
jail.
This would be my free call into Pat Gray Unleashed from the jail. Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't have to call because I'd be in the cell right next to you.
I tell you, man, this world is nuts.
You just can't understand it.
We are a sick people.
Understand it. We're going to play in a minute. This illegal alien who's pissed off about all the freebies she's getting.
Pissed off?
My gosh.
No, I mean, she's got I'm going to defend her a little bit here.
Are you?
She's got a really good point that is made at the end of the clip.
Okay,
so
good.
I think you'll agree with her, too, actually, when it's all said and done.
I'm sure. Mm-hmm. I'm sure I will. Because all of these people, we've seen how reasonable they are.
Yes.
And again, they took the time to break into our country illegally. The least we can do is accommodate their every need and desire. That's the least we can do.
They're paid to be here, Pat.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Yeah. That's wonderful. If I illegally broke into Mexico and just started demanding things, they would give me everything I want. They would. Hey, this gringo has a really good point. He took the time. He took the time to sneak into our country illegally. The least we can do is give him food and shelter, give him a car, monthly payments.
Yep.
I'm sure Mexico would do the same thing for us.
Can I point out that I think this was in Houston where this is happening a lot, where illegals want a U visa. And so my understanding there is that if they're involved in some crime or something like that, but they're the victim, then they can stay in the country longer while that
the investigation goes.
Right,
yep.
right.
Oh.
And so this tragic story, I think it was Houston, where a guy was in a parking lot at a convenience store and he sees this fake robbery, but he doesn't realize it's fake.
Oh, yeah.
Going down.
Saw this.
And he shoots the bad guy, kills him.
Yeah.
And now the family of the bad guy who was a part of this scam is mad at the shooter he thought he was helping out, killing a bad guy who was robbing a guy at a gas pump. I mean, this is our system is absolutely out of control.
And because of that fake robbery, the phone had all the evidence the cops needed to figure out, oh, wait, this was a setup.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. So, I think that was Houston, wasn't it?
It was Houston, yeah.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, granted, the guy who did the shooting wasn't supposed to own a weapon because he was...
Don't bog him down with facts.
Yeah, okay, sorry.
What was his deal?
Now you know the rest of the story, but still...
So he illegally was in possession of a gun?
Yeah, because he's a former... he's a ex-con,
criminal?
Right?
Ex-con,
and he can't have a gun yet. So he took off.
Oopsie daisies.
Yeah, so there's multiple layers here.
Yeah.
But the point is, if our immigration system wasn't broken beyond all recognition, you wouldn't have illegals trying to pull scam robberies to stay in the country longer.
Still, you're going to have such empathy for these illegals. Once you see this woman in Rochester, New York, you will sob. You will absolutely break down and cry like a 3-year-old girl. Or boy. I mean, 3-year-olds just cry.
Or a boy
right?
who wants to be a girl.
Yes, or a girl who is in the transition to becoming a boy, and so they're already on
Pat
hormone
Gray
blockers.
Unleashed.
Some tweets from X. Paco D. So you're saying, as we were speaking of the gambling odds of the presidency, you're saying the future of our nation is in the hands of gambling addicts?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you're welcome.
Yeah. Pete Finnegan, Bobby Kennedy Jr. is executing a slow motion takeover of the Democrat Party, similar to Trump's with the Republicans. Kennedy is helping to stop Biden in 2024 and is targeting 2028 for himself.
I think so. I think so.
Interesting theory.
I'm really interested in the stop Biden in 2024 part of that scenario for sure.
Yes.
Please, yes.
My bunion's name is Jeffy. Tweets.
Wait, hold on.
Speaking of MSNBC's Lawrence O'Donnell, this guy who grew up in the courtroom still doesn't understand that the burden of proof is on the prosecution, not defense.
Good point.
Good thing he was just a reporter, not a lawyer. Yeah, or a judge.
I mean, that is a good point.
It is.
From a guy who names his bunions.
Yes.
However.
Adrian Slade, notice that if you do anything wrong, illegal, or sinful, it's explained away as issues with mental health. Yep. It's kind of where we are. So we're also at a place where illegal aliens are just not being accommodated the way that they need to be. And we have this woman. This is in Rochester, New York.
Yeah, and that's a key to this whole thing, I think. Yeah.
Check this out. Illegal alien.
Yanidi Pena. She was overcome with emotions. She feels the weight of the world on her right now.
What's this?
It took her and her children a month and a half to get from El Salvador to Mexico, where they crossed the country into Texas.
Illegally.
They got moved to New York City, and they were in a housing program that sent them here to Rochester. They arrived in January of this year and lived.
Did they walk from Texas to Rochester, New York? They were moved. Okay, so obviously we foot the bill to send them to New York. The airfare accommodations, okay? But it took them a month and a half to get here. Whose fault is that? We didn't tell them to do this. What? Why is that even a consideration here? That's what they chose to do, to come here and sneak across the border illegally. And then once we have them in our custody, then we fly them to New York for a better life. All right, let's see.
They got a housing program waiting for him up there.
Okay. They arrived in January of this year and lived at the Holiday Inn downtown for 4 months. And they were moved here 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago. Okay, it's a nice apartment.
Listen to this.
It's very traumatic.
Okay.
Very traumatic.
She says it's been quite traumatic. Everything that was told to us to come to Monroe County, to Rochester, hasn't been fulfilled.
Oh,
do you like America?
No. Do you like America?
Yes.
See.
Pero no Rochester.
Oh.
But not Rochester.
No.
No.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Do you want to stay in America?
Yeah.
Yeah, she does. Yeah.
Just not Rochester.
Yeah, just not Rochester.
Now I can understand.
Yeah.
We got there. It makes sense now.
To come here illegally and not only not be punished, but instead you're actually rewarded with a free living. And that comes at the expense of hardworking, law-abiding American citizens. Then to further have the unmitigated gall to bitch about it publicly?
Well,
it's one of the most outrageous scenarios I think I've ever seen. What's going on right now?
Okay, but Rochester, Pat.
I know. Yeah, it's not. She's not living in Hollywood.
Yeah. See, like I can
it's
get
not
on board.
Beverly Hills.
Yeah, what you're saying in a general sense, I totally am on board with. But then I think the trump card at the end is
it's Rochester.
Pero no Rochester.
Yeah. How about this? As I'm handing you free food and shelter, you just go ahead and spit in my face repeatedly. How about that? Also, make sure that you tell me in no uncertain terms how your accommodations are not up to your very strict standards of excellence. Okay?
She's from where? Guatemala? Is that what they said?
I think it was Guatemala or
Guatemala.
El Salvador. Let me vow right now that we are at this moment working, Pumpkin, to move you to a 5-star hotel suite in Beverly Hills, California, and provide Michelin 3-star quality meals in your room so you don't have to go anywhere to get it. 3 times a day. We'll do breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Of course, snacks 2 or 3 times a day as well.
Just a 3-star?
And this we will do for you until such time as the permanent Vanderbilt reproduction mansions we're building for you are completed. So you only have to stay there for a limited time, and then we'll get your mansion all built and ready for you.
I have a follow-up question.
But first, I know this is going to be traumatic,
okay.
To be moved again. But in the meantime, what we'll do is we'll provide constant 24/7 counseling for you and your family. And for that matter, your family members back home in Guatemala or El Salvador while this horrific stress in your life continues. And let me just please sincerely and wholeheartedly apologize and beg your forgiveness for any and all inconvenience that breaking our laws and being completely taken care of anyway has cost you. We recognize, that we're bad people. We just are. Yeah. And we understand that our feeble, pathetic efforts could never rise to meet your needs and the quality that you demand and the beautiful, glamorous cities where you should be taken. But please bear with us as we strive to fulfill your every need and desire. Please. I mean, it's the very least we can do since you came here and disrespected us and spit in our face in every conceivable way. We just want to make it as comfortable for you as we possibly can. So what city should it be? Where should we take you? You want to go to Manhattan? Is that where you want to be? New York City? Los Angeles? Chicago? Maybe you don't like big cities. Maybe we take you to Des Moines. I don't know.
So she gets to choose where the mansion is built?
I think so, yeah.
Okay,
I think so.
That's what I was interjecting with. I wanted to make sure that the mansion that you're building for her
is in her location.
Thank you. It's not in Rochester.
Yeah. Okay. Because she does like it in the United States, just apparently not Rochester, New York, United States.
And I mean, I sympathize with her in that respect.
We all do. We all do.
Like, I got on the wrong plane.
Yeah.
When I got to the airport and they said, where do you want to go? I just thought Rochester sounds nice. Boy, I really messed that up.
I wonder if we even asked. Did we even bother to ask? Where would you like to be flown?
That is true, because I went back. She is from the Dominican Republic.
Dominican Republic?
So she went from Dominican Republic to Mexico.
Well,
and then...
Wait, they said it took a month and a half to get there.
Exactly.
Start from the beginning, Joe. Hang on.
I'm trying to figure this out.
Hang on. Did it say? Where did she originate? Where did she originate?
It said it on her lower third.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
Pena. She was overcome with emotions. She feels the weight of the world on her right now.
Look at her. She sure does.
It took her and her children a month and a half to get from El Salvador to Mexico, where they crossed the country into.
Yeah, where'd you get Dominican?
Keep going, Joe. Just goes forward, and you'll see her lower third. She fled from the Dominican Republic.
Okay, so initially she was in El Salvador.
Yeah.
She went from Dominican.
Right there. There it is. So
to
family fled, Dominican Republic, El Salvador, Mexico.
That's not what the William Shatner news anchor said. This is Yaniri Pena. She has traveled so far to Rochester. I could get her a plane ticket back.
Yeah, right.
To El Salvador, if she'd like.
Yeah, we could do a GoFundMe and get that done. Probably in 5 minutes, I'll bet. Beat it. And we're supposed to, our hearts are supposed to ache and bleed for her.
Honestly, though,
oh my gosh,
what she needs to be complaining about is the president here. The difference in presidents. She just left Bukele's El Salvador for Biden's America.
Yeah.
You're dumb. You only get Rochester. I'm sorry. You're stuck there. We're not letting you live anywhere else in this country. We might consider Portland, Oregon. Other than that,
wow,
sucks for you.
Wow, you're cold. You are just cruel-hearted.
Why is she fleeing El Salvador?
No, she's fleeing the Dominican Republic.
Why does the graphic say...
I don't know. That's
Dominican
so weird.
Republic? That's somebody at the news station that is just in a hurry. That messed
If it was
up.
Haiti, you could understand.
Exactly.
Right? But it's not. It's not.
By the way, you're closer to Miami than you're to El Salvador,
I know. What are you doing?
Mexico, Texas.
So weird. And now Rochester.
I mean, you gambled and you lost, Miss Pena.
Is Rochester that bad? I've only driven through it. Isn't that that's where Niagara Falls is, right?
Keith?
Very close to that.
I don't know how close it is.
Anyway, can your savings weather an economic storm? Think about what you put away for the future. Inflation can render your cash worthless. Real estate can crash like it did in 2008. Economies built on a mountain of debt can fall like a house of cards. There are very few physical assets that you can invest in that can stand the test of time. But you know what one of those is? Gold. Gold has withstood as a valued form of money for millennia. That's why people are flocking to it right now, and why Birch Gold is busier than they've ever been. Through a little-known tax loophole, Birch Gold lets you convert an IRA into a tax-sheltered IRA account in physical gold. And the best part is you don't have to pay a penny out of pocket. To learn more, just text PAT to 989898. Claim your free info kit on gold. Go through that. Make sure you're well-informed, and then decide if it's right for you. Can your IRA or 401k weather an economic storm? If not, call the people I trust, Birch Gold. Text PAT to 989898. Secure your savings today.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
I mean, you're a good 90 minutes away from Niagara Falls when you're in Rochester. But you've got a lot of things to do in Rochester. Like
everything, like such as.
Well, you've got the women's something museum, heritage something. I don't even. Where'd the name go? Anyway, there's in Rochester for like women's rights movement and stuff. So that's a good.
Okay,
that's a good.
That's exciting.
That's a good draw.
So obviously she hasn't been there yet. Otherwise, she'd be really excited about Rochester.
I mean, they've got top-notch malls. And,
do they?
And handcrafted local goods at specialty boutiques.
Handcrafted local goods.
Wow, this really sells.
They're not machinery made then.
Because when you go to visitrochester.com and you scroll down, you see this kind of sums it up. And Miss Pena, I hope you're listening. Quote, Rochester has it all. So
well, what's your problem then?
Right?
Puddin'?
What do you need?
Come on.
It has it all. It's the Flower City, Rochester.
Uh-huh.
Because they've got, wait, what is this? Edwardian nurserymen.
Huh.
Horticulturalist, famous landscape designer, Frederick Law Olmsted, which you...
Of course.
I mean, that's your guy.
How often have we spoken of Frederick?
So he built and grew things there.
That's your boy.
And look, I mean, look, they've got award-winning. I'm sorry, Rochester is home to award-winning choreographers, including Garth Fagan.
Oh,
another guy that you're.
I thought Garth was from Buffalo, but I guess I was wrong. It was
it's
Rochester.
Yeah.
Okay, I knew it was upstate New York.
That's his brother.
Yeah. And don't do that. Yeah. Don't do that. I'm not going to
do that.
Don't try to lump Buffalo.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
And Rochester.
You're right.
Next thing you'll be saying, it's like Albany.
No, it's not.
So honestly, these illegal. I mean, they are going to fit right in here as far as feeling entitled to everything.
Well, they have it all
by having to do nothing.
Yeah.
As a college kid today.
I mean, there she is being interviewed in the free accommodations that we've provided for her, and she's still disappointed with the way she's being treated.
Are you going to get a thank you card?
Believe it.
Dear taxpayer, are you going to get, is Miss Pena going to send you a Christmas card? Thank you for paying for my ability to live.
Well, we'll have to see. We don't know that for a fact.
Okay.
We don't know
that
she won't.
Because she only got here in January. Let's let a Christmas pass keep before we start laying judgment.
Yeah.
She feels the weight of the world, Pat.
That's right.
So
she does.
She feels the weight of the world.
She's sobbing in her taxpayer-funded apartment.
Heartbreaking.
In again,
breaking.
I mean,
Rochester.
When you say, see, I'm mocking her, and then I actually see her point at the end.
Yeah.
It is in Rochester.
Okay. It's incredible. Picture an American in El Salvador, in the Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
Under similar circumstances, saying the same thing to TV news in that country. Wonder how that'd be received.
Send back them.
Yeah. Oh, my
Send
gosh.
back them.
I can't take it.
It's infuriating.
Oh, man. Wow. Hey, did you hear about the Terrence Howard? You know who he is? Actor. He was on Empire, that TV show Empire.
I feel like I do. Hang on.
Apparently, he had a very interesting interview on Rogan the other day.
Oh, okay.
He remembers his birth.
Okay.
Okay. He remembers the day he was born. And apparently, mankind is on the brink of killing gravity.
Okay, I like that.
That's frightening, because I think that would be a real issue for us.
That's not where I thought you were going with this.
If we all start floating around, just willy-nilly, just floating everywhere we go.
We should blame him.
Yeah.
Because he's the one that is going to get us there. I don't know. I kind of want to try that.
Do you?
I thought you were going to read this headline because you talked about he remembered the moment of his birth. He remembers being in his mother's womb and the moment he was circumcised.
Well, yeah. I mean, who wouldn't? I don't. But most people, I'm sure, do, because that was a painful moment, right, for most of us.
Would remember? No, you're a baby.
Have you ever heard anybody who remembered being in the womb or being born?
Only in TV shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's amazing.
Why is he a TV guy? He should be in a lab or something.
I know.
We need to study this brain. You're not really maximizing its output here.
He said, I was about 6 months, maybe, inside the womb.
I got to go listen to this episode.
He says, and I'm like, okay, don't forget I'm here. Don't forget, don't forget, don't forget. You go to sleep, you wake up again.
Wait, hold on. That's the life of an illegal, too. It's the same thing. Hold on. Joe tells me that Terrence Howard has a lot of patents. Don't make me look it up. Just tell me, Joe. You're my Google. How many patents does he have? 80-something patents?
What? Terrence Howard?
Yes.
Has 80 patents?
That's what Joe's telling me. I'm looking up. Oh, my gosh.
Weird.
Boy, he's smart.
So Rogan asked him, you remember coming out of the womb? I remember being compressed and you want to panic, but you're flooded with some serotonin and dopamine to where you feel relaxed and you go right back to sleep.
Do your knees start hurting after being cramped in there for 9 months?
You would think you'd be a little sore, right? Claustrophobic,
we gotta
maybe?
Get this guy's brain studied fast.
Crazy.
That's good stuff.
888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
With some tweets, conservatarian lady tweets the name of Michael Brown being invoked 6 months before the election. Nah, no coincidence there, right? Right. Wink, wink. Nancy's vodka-soaked dentures. Wait until the anniversary of George Floyd's death. Yeah. Patrick Henry Sr., for the first time in modern history, the presidential debates will be held before either party has an official nominee, giving the Democrats time to replace Joe if he does poorly. I don't think that's going to happen, but yeah, maybe. Alex tweets, I feel like those women would have been considered to be witches back in the day and would have been dealt with accordingly.
Yes. Yeah.
The rage women.
Oh, my gosh. Give it to them, she screams.
To who?
Shrieks. Yeah.
Is this for all men? Is that what this is about? Taking your rage out?
Sure.
High Plains Stranger, you can scream and yell for free just driving in Dallas traffic. That's true. DM, free housing, food, health care, and education is not enough. All illegals must be provided with free, unlimited, nationwide airfare, first class, of course. Well, yeah, what are you going to stick them in coach?
Ooh, I'm saying not domestic. Let's give them some free international tickets.
Yes. And make sure they're private planes, please. None of this commercial airfare. That's not adequate. Kenneth Parker, Mexico pushed them to us, and we should push them to Canada. Oh, okay. I got to mention one more thing on the Terrence Howard thing.
Oh, yeah.
The actor who was on with Rogan, and he claimed he remembered his birth, remembers being circumcised. He claims gravity is going to be killed.
Wait, that's different than the birth thing, right?
Yeah, that's different.
Okay.
Separate issue from that. But he also claims he's got 80-plus patents, right?
Right, okay.
So one of those patents, he says, I paid $260,000 for the worldwide patent, but then my agents not my lawyers, kept sending me these maintenance fees and annuities, and I'm like, these folks are just trying to shake me down. I'm not going to pay this. So then a year later, he saw that companies like Sony, Microsoft, and Amazon were starting to cite aspects of the patent, one that continues to make money to this day. Terrence said, this patent has earned over $7 trillion.
Whoa. Wait, hold on. Is this one he still has or no? This is the one he lost?
No, because Rogan asked him, and you didn't get a piece of the pie? Haven't gotten a penny of it.
Okay.
What? Not a penny of the $7 trillion his invention earned.
And
that's despicable. That does hurt a little bit. That's worse than me not accepting Clear Channel stock when it was about $1.50 or whatever, and then went up to 90 and split a bunch of times.
Or you're not buying Bitcoin?
Or not buying Bitcoin, yes, when it was $3 per coin, or $300 per coin, or even $3,000 per coin. What is it now? Are we still in the
69,000?
71,122.
Oh, it just went up even more.
Oh, it's been happy the last 24 hours, Chris.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
So.
Sheesh.
But hey, you got a cookie company that's doing well.
Yeah.
So look at that.
Yeah.
Look at
what am I complaining about?
New flavors coming up at the end of the month.
New flavors.
Yeah. Old flavors leaving, which is I'm upset because lemon blueberry is leaving, but it's okay.
But not till the end of the month. You still have some time to order that bad boy.
I got some yesterday, but
oh, did you? Good.
Yeah, I did.
Good. Then stop your bitching.
But I wanted
what are you,
more.
an illegal alien? You think you deserve everything?
You know what?
We will send you to Rochester, bro.
If it gets me free lemon blueberries cookies,
yeah,
I will be an illegal.
I mean, it should include that, right? It should include. They shouldn't have to put up with like Keebler or whatever.
Man,
they should get free on us, free Kexi cookies. And by the way, everybody gets a 10% discount this week. You don't even have to be illegal to get that 10% discount at Kexi. Yeah, that ends on Sunday, so take advantage of it right now. Would you? Could you? In a boat? Would you? Could you with a goat? But really, the best cookie imaginable. Kexi, KEKSI.com.
Last night, I was having some blood sugar issues.
Oh, were you?
I was going low.
Oh.
And then Adam...
Did it fix it? Did you take
Adam is like, go have a cookie. I'm like, you're right, because I did cut them in fours, because there's a big cookie.
There might be some...
Sugar. It didn't help.
In there.
Hey, it brought it was like, boop, immediate.
Isn't that the best time to go to bed, though? When you're tired and run down from the low blood sugar?
I could die.
No. Yeah, you could slip into a coma.
Yeah.
You could die. The low blood sugar is scarier.
You get good sleep.
Than slightly high.
Oh, yeah, you will get good sleep. But
yes.
I'm going to not wake up.
You get permanent sleep.
I see.
That way. So that's great. All right. Well, let me tell you about Jace Medical. You want to be prepared for any eventuality. I mean, there's a lot of things that can go wrong with the supply chain. We've already seen it. We're experiencing it right now, and probably you've experienced it with medication that you have. So what you need to do is be prepared, and the way you can do that is with Jace Medical. Jace Medical is a case that you can send off for, and you just go online, you fill out a form. It's really easy. The doctor looks over it to make sure you don't have allergies to the medication they're sending you. And then you get this delivered right to your door. You get 5 different antibiotics, and you can do add-ons like ivermectin. So great. Just in case. whatever is your issue, you can have it taken care of with the Jace case. Maybe you're just going out of town and you're not near your pharmacy or your doctor and you get sick. That happens to me almost every time I go out of town. Every time I'm on vacation or gone on business or whatever, I invariably get sick. So the Jace Medical, the Jace case comes in so handy. JaceMedical.com. Enter the promo code PAT at checkout to get a discount on your order. That's promo code PAT at JASE, JaceMedical.com.
Pat Gray is unleashed.
I just want to say, well, first of all, your Twitter handle's too long, so I can't read it. It cuts off. Just an old guy with something. Just sent me a message here. What's wrong with Rochester? Huh? It's home of the garbage plate. The garbage plate?
Garbage plate?
I don't know, man. It's got mac and cheese, got onions, beef, French fries. I mean, it looks like garbage, but I'll eat it.
I don't like onions, but hold the onions and I'm in.
I mean, that looks like vomit.
That looks delicious. That looks like,
actually.
That looks like good eating right there.
And Jeffy was reminding us that Rochester is the home of the Toy Hall of Fame.
The Toy Hall of Fame is in Rochester, New York?
Yep.
Well, there you go.
So thank you, both Jeffy and just an old guy with a mic at Striker1B telling us about the garbage plate.
So don't be telling me that Rochester isn't desirable there, Ms. Illegal Alien.
Right?
Huh. I'm starting to turn on her now.
Yeah.
I'm starting to turn on her. Rochester is a super desirable location.
Yeah.
Okay?
What he said.
I mean, if she's from the Dominican Republic and she started off in El Salvador, wait till winter arrives in Rochester.
Oh, she's going to be in love.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
A lot of folks chiming in from Rochester. It's funny you mentioned that. Kevin Summerlin sends me this note. As a resident of Rochester, New York, your story right now is killing me. The lady in the story probably saw her first Rochester winter because remember the news guy.
Oh, January.
He said
I think,
January
right?
she got there.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
So let's see. Oh,
she's
crime.
gotten a little taste.
Yeah, and the crime there is out of control. Oh, that's
in Rochester?
Anywhere in America.
Huh.
Let's see.
Keep sending illegals and
and look,
crime is going to go
down
down
because they're all peace-loving, wonderful
That's where you were going with that.
Yeah, these are great
crime
people.
is going to go down.
Yeah,
right,
that's good. Yeah, the more illegals you have in a given area,
I've heard that.
The less crime you have.
Look at El Paso and all the border towns.
Yeah, safest places in the world.
Places
in the world. So I don't want to hear it.
I wouldn't have thought that. But
no decapitated heads. Nothing.
Nope.
No dead ranchers.
Nope. Everything's good.
Oh yeah.
These are all saintly people.
But kudos to the northern blue states.
Mm-hmm.
You get to experience the fun.
And what we've been dealing with for 60 years. You're welcome. Mm-hmm. First Lady Joe Biden claims Trump would destroy public education if he becomes president.
Wait a minute.
She was saying that to the teachers union yesterday. That's great.
Is it doing well, the public schools in America?
They're perfect right now. Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
But don't let Trump anywhere near the Oval Office because he'll destroy it.
I see.
She said, I always believed that Joe would be the best education president. Okay.
He doesn't know his name. Stop.
She's only 72. Did you know he's 9 years older than her? Wow. She told
that when you fall in love with the babysitter,
that's gonna happen. So there were 1,200 people at this conference, and she said to them, Donald Trump doesn't want to strengthen our public education system. He wants to destroy it. Yeah. How many times has he said that? It's one of his main vows, I think, is to destroy public education, right? I'm getting sick of hearing it from him. If Donald Trump is reelected, we get chaos and division. A world in which public schools are privatized and their funding is gutted, teachers' unions are marginalized, and lesson plans are censored and books are banned.
All right.
In America, we don't ban books.
Okay.
I'm so tired of the banning book lie. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, and of course, U.S. education rankings are constantly below the rest of the world.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much destroying is left to do. But what was one of the things she said there is that Donald Trump will bring chaos and destruction. Have you seen your husband? Have you seen his America? And plus, we've gone through 4 years of Donald Trump as president, and the only death and destruction happening was at the hand of leftists. So,
yeah. Just how does it look? Some college kids took a quiz. This will show you the level of our education right now. These are college kids, and they got quizzed on some things. Check this out.
Welcome to Gaza graduation. Let's see how much students actually know what they stand for. If you get them right, you win $100.
Gaza graduation.
Have you guys chanted from the river to the sea?
Yes.
Okay, which river, which sea?
Pause it. Okay, how many think she's going to get the answer immediately? Immediately.
It's right at her tongue.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
right
she
there.
knows it's Jordan and Mediterranean. She knows that.
I don't
she
think
knows.
she does.
You don't think she does?
I mean...
Oh, I'm going to be shocked.
Okay, well, I'm pessimist here.
The state of education right now with Biden in office is so good that you would think she'd immediately know.
I'm going to take the under on number of people that get the correct answers today.
All right. What a surprise. Let's see.
Which river, which sea?
She looks at her boyfriend.
The sea of
Tranquility. Sea of...
So you don't know that? Okay.
No.
The answer was the Mediterranean and the Jordan.
Oh,
what
good.
does Hamas say their number one goal is according to their charter?
They just wanted to free Palestine.
To murder all Jews around the world. How many years did Israel occupy Gaza?
Late 1800s, the entire time.
since 48.
It was actually under Egyptian control for the first 20 or so years, and then Israel actually left Gaza in 2006.
I'm shocked.
Wait, they left?
What is the definition of Zionism?
Yeah, hon.
I mean, you hate Palestinians, right?
Jewish people who think that Judaism is the highest race.
Zionism actually just means that you think Jews are entitled to having their own homeland to protect themselves from another Holocaust. You don't even have to be Jewish. That makes you a Zionist.
Okay.
What does Intifada revolution mean?
I don't know what that means.
But you've chanted it?
Yeah.
It's like a global call to murder Jews.
Wow.
Did you know you said that?
No.
Wow.
Would you say it again?
Probably not.
How much have our foreign adversaries donated to American universities in the last decade?
No idea.
I couldn't give you a number on that.
The answer was over $6 billion. How many Gazan refugees have the Arab neighboring countries let in the last few months?
35,000.
The answer was zero. Look, you asked an education major about students don't seem to know what they stand for. So wouldn't it be great if these expensive colleges actually taught them something?
Yeah, it would.
Wait, so countries like China, Russia, our adversaries, have donated over $6 billion to American universities. I mean,
it's incredible.
That says
it's chilling.
Everything right there. You don't think they have influence over your kids' education?
And you know these dummies have no clue why they're there. They don't have any idea what they're talking about when they chant. They don't know anything about it. Jeez. What river, what sea? What a great question. Let me tell you about proven oxy technology that quickly destroys viruses and odors, mold, and lots more. It is the Eden Pure Thunderstorm. Looks a lot like this. Well, it looks just like this because this is one.
That's fair.
Cleans the air of allergy-causing particles so you can breathe easier. It freshens up your home. It gets rid of any odor, litter box odor, trash cans, cigarette smoke, dirty diapers, smoking smells, lots more. You know, when you cook fish and that smell just permeates the kitchen and the house, and it's just nasty. It's not nasty while you're eating it, maybe, but later on, it's like, okay, I'm really done with the fish smell. All you have to do is pull the plug up, stick it into the wall, and turn it on. And in just a few minutes, you're going to be smelling fresh, clean air. Takes up no floor space, just plugs directly into the wall. It's fantastic. Go to EdenPureDeals.com. Use the discount code PAT3, and you'll save $200. That's 3 Thunderstorm air purifiers for under $200. EdenPureDeals.com.
You're listening to Pat Gray Unleashed.
Got some tweets. Kara3022 tweets about the rage women. So that's where the witches of the coven go on their days off.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There's, I see Whoopi was back there in the background, show prepping.
Uh-huh.
Oh, there's Joy back there. You saw. my gosh. This is a View meeting before they go on the air. And sometimes it's on the air. All right.
Good stuff. Yep. Independent New Yorker. Rochester isn't that bad if you can look past the extremely high crime rate and urban decay brought by the hyper-progressive policies enacted by the Democrats in state and local governments. New York is an incredible and beautiful state.
Okay.
Destroyed by Albany, New York City, Buffalo, and Rochester, all of which are run by Democrats. Not a spooky dude tweets, so what happens when they become disillusioned with the new space? Does the U.S. have to spend more taxpayer money to move her again till she's happy? Well, of course we do.
We just,
Yeah. We just see to her every whim. From now on, we get to take care of her completely. And the rest, the other 10 million that have come in since Biden took over. Dan the man, ma'am, if you remember on your trip itinerary, you selected the ultimate Democrat experience. A free trip from El Salvador, a little bit of cash, we secure your vote, then you're forgotten for 4 years. But you always have that. You always have the elections where they got to come pander to you again.
They liked me for 5 minutes.
McPockets, I assume Terrence Howard is pro-life, considering he knows unborn babies are conscious. Oh, well, that's a good question. I wonder. You know, I was looking for the information he has on mankind killing gravity, but in none of these, I don't know if he never got into detail on how gravity is being killed, done away with, but I'm going to look for that too, because I think that's almost as fascinating, if not more fascinating, than him remembering being born. Meanwhile, Joe Biden spoke at an event last night at the White House. This was a gathering celebrating Jewish Heritage Month, and you know he's been to synagogue more than all the Jews have. He talked about his Jewish roots.
Oh, wow.
My whole career, every fight to increase civil rights and civil liberties has been led by Jewish community, where I come from.
Where he comes from. Where he comes from.
This guy sucks. Stop.
It's just
stop.
Mind-blowing that he continues to claim everywhere he goes, he's from there. He has roots in every community. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Just Joe being Joe.
Wow. And he talked about Debbie Wasserman Schultz. Okay.
Representative Debbie Wasserman Schultz, who is responsible for this occurring, having sponsored this early on. Back when she was 12 years old as a...
What?
What? I don't know. Just Congresswoman when she was 12. Because he started to say Congresswoman.
She was 12 years old.
I mean, I knew that Debbie Wasserman Schultz has been in Congress for a long time. I had no idea that she got a special pass to be in office at the age
when she was 12. Yeah.
That's cool.
I think she was 12 years. Play that again. That's just really... Of course, it's always weird with him. But
Representative Debbie Wasserman Schultz, who is responsible for this occurring, having sponsored this early on. Back when she was 12 years old as a...
Nobody knows.
Oh, my God.
Nobody knows.
Maybe back 12 years ago?
Sure.
Not when she was 12 years old?
Sure. Good job.
That's reasonable.
That
could be.
Because she was...
Yeah, maybe.
You got it.
And he was a slurring mess, as he always is.
Yeah, that was coherent compared to this.
And the department has to investigate discrimination aggressively. That's my special envoy to monitor cabinet anti-Semitism, Deborah. You all, where is Deborah here?
Oh, look, when he doesn't know someone's name.
Yeah,
are you here?
You here?
Like when he can't say the last name.
Maybe you could come up and pronounce your name because I can't.
I got Deborah right, but I don't know her last name. So are you here? So that way I don't have to say it.
And it's right in front of him.
Yeah.
Why can't you just read it? Wow, play that again. That's incredible. Jeez.
And the department has to investigate discrimination aggressively. That's my special envoy to monitor cabinet anti-Semitism, Deborah.
It's your special envoy to modern cabinet? Deborah, are you here? Deborah Hinkman, Deborah Muggins, good look.
Are you here?
Deborah Cockman's Ginkingham. Are you here, Deborah? Deborah. Deborah, are you here? Is Deborah? Are you here? Where are you, Deborah? I'm looking right now for Deborah.
Actually, if he would just do that every time,
I would love it.
He doesn't know.
I'd fall in love with him if he would do that. Deborah, please, Deborah, just stand up if you would. If you would, Deborah.
Wow.
Come on. Come on.
Come on.
All right, let's move on from Deborah. And he left the podium in his usual terrible, confused, lost way.
Look at his face. Oh,
The
gosh.
stupid salute. Golly.
He won't salute the Marines, but he'll salute the press corps.
Okay. I can't. Wow.
This guy.
Wow.
Get him in a home. Like,
Do
now.
the fake jog. Come on, dude. Do the fake jog.
Oh, yeah. There was
I don't think he did.
No, he doesn't.
He didn't fake jog this time and apparently told no one not to jump, so it was okay if people jumped, I guess. He's fine with suicide in that particular case.
Okay. All right. So after the break.
Okay.
Yeah, because we're not going to have time here. There's one more clip from this speech that, I don't know, man. This may be the worst Joe Biden gaffe of his 3.5 years.
Oh, my gosh. Come on
It
now.
might be.
Really?
It might be. And I want to see what
Holy
you think
cow.
about this one.
Wow.
So
Is Deborah part of it?
he's not a part of it.
Okay. Deborah, are you here? Deborah, stand up. Stand up, Deborah.
He sucks in so many ways.
It's just,
You
he's
can't
the worst.
count how many ways.
He's the worst living human. More coming up.
Is he living, though?
Nah, but that's a good question.
Excuse me, sir. RICO is not a crime.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
All right, back to Joe Biden and what Keith claims might be his worst.
Yeah, let's see what you think
ever?
of this. So obviously he's at this Jewish heritage event, and he is referencing here a hostage, an American hostage over there in Gaza, Hirsch Goldberg, Poland. And if you can see there, Hirsch's left hand is gone, and this is an amputation from injuries suffered on October 7th. So he's in bad shape.
Oh, man.
This is assuming he's still alive. So the idiot in the White House, Joe Biden, is referencing Hirsch, and he starts to ask if he's the... Watch this clip. This guy sucks.
My administration is working around the clock to free the remaining hostages, just as we have freed hostages already. And here with us today is Hirsch Goldberg, Poland, and it's still... He is not here with us, but he's still being held by Hamas.
I mean, does that... he's saying how he's there with us, and he's like, oh, no, he's not. He's not. I mean, he's not here with us. I don't know. That's pretty bad, dude.
Well, he's actually said dead people were there with him.
Oh, that's true.
So,
okay, so you got me there. You got me there.
Yeah.
My administration is working around the clock to free the remaining hostages.
Okay.
Just as we have freed hostages already. And here with us today is Hirsch Goldberg, Poland. And it's still, he is not here with us, but he's still being held by Hamas.
If you're watching that and you're his family, are you thinking, what?
Deal? He is here with us today. He is not here with us today. Somebody's saying in his ear.
Yeah.
No, he's a hostage, moron. That's why we're talking about him right now. He's a hostage. He's not here today.
This guy, I swear.
Oh, he's bad.
I thought that was pretty bad.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
I bet his family appreciated that.
I mean, honestly, though,
he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Any sign of hope if you're his family, and your heart has to skip a beat if you think, "Oh my gosh, is this some awesome reveal that
some big surprise?"
Yeah.
And wouldn't you like to know that the president at least understands the situation?
Right.
There's only 6 American hostages left that we know of. There are 6. You can't know the story of each of them? And so you know that Hirsch is not there with you today. So even if it's on the screen, which it wasn't, it said he is not with us. He is here with us today. No, he is not here with us today. I mean, you should know the story well enough not to say something that's stupid.
Oh, gosh.
He is. There's just no words. There's no words for it.
I will say, the International Criminal Court.
Wow.
Did you see the actual text of their complaint where they wanted Netanyahu and the other Israeli official arrested? This is fascinating, and I should have sent. I don't think I sent this in, but it's typed out, and it says, talking about crimes against humanity committed on the territory of Israel in the state of Palestine.
My gosh.
That is the text of the International Criminal Court's arrest.
Oh, my gosh.
Declaration. Anyway, so there you go. And Bernie Sanders, by the way, is all for this. He's like, yep, there's been so much crimes against humanity. Go get Netanyahu. But to Biden's credit and the White House, I'm shocked I'm saying this, they actually issued a statement where, and this is just one line from it, and let me be clear, whatever this prosecutor might imply, there is no equivalence, none, between Israel and Hamas. We will always stand with Israel against threats to its security, which we know is just empty words from Joe.
But still.
But the fact they typed that out, that wasn't some off-the-cuff remark that he didn't run by his handlers first.
And give him some credit for that.
That is interesting. But yeah, there you go. Joe Biden.
Jeez.
He's awesome.
Oh, man. Harrison Butker continues to get flack because he had the unmitigated gall to talk about traditional values and ideal situations, I guess. And so you can't do that. I mean, you can't. Anything that's traditional or old is wrong and terrible, right? Yep. Because in this world, what's up is down and what's down is up. What's good is bad and what's bad is good.
You got it?
It's Isaiah 5:20 is what it is. So Eddie Vedder, I didn't even know the guy was still alive. Is he? So is this a Pearl Jam concert?
Yeah, in fact, I'm kind of upset at my stepbrother right now because he texted me on his way to the Pearl Jam concert in Las Vegas Saturday night, and he didn't text me afterward that this was said, but it's making news here. Eddie Vedder calling out Harrison Butker, Kansas City Chiefs kicker.
You know, the irony was that this football player, kicker,
you do it. Anybody in that crowd, you do what he does.
You see the kicker because he doesn't have the pads because he doesn't tackle anybody or get tackled. But you know, he was telling men to don't forget to puff up your chest and be more masculine.
Jeez.
Don't lose your masculinity. The irony was that when he was saying that, he looked like such a pussy.
Really?
There's nothing more masculine than a strong man supporting a strong woman.
Right, and you can't be a strong woman, I guess, if you stay home with the kids. Okay. What a piece of crap.
People of quality do not fear equality.
That's good.
Didn't say anything about inequality or equality. Yeah, what a pathetic.
This whole thing with Butker, like people are just inventing stuff that he said now.
Yep.
And by the way, I did the tail of the tape here since Eddie Vedder wants to call out Harrison Butker for putting on pads and not tackling people because he's a kicker. I did a little Googling this morning. Harrison Butker, tail of the tape, 6'4", 205 pounds. Eddie Vedder, Pearl Jam lead singer, 5'7", 150 pounds. So there you go. I knew he was smaller, but there you go.
Wow.
There's the difference. Harrison Butker versus Eddie Vedder. Eddie Vedder, who just called out Harrison Butker for being less than a man because he is a kicker. I swear, these people are absolutely insane. Go to the woods and beat sticks on pavement, Eddie.
And as Bill Maher pointed out, Harrison Butker did say, a lot of you women will go on to careers. He didn't say that they shouldn't. He just said some of them will also maybe be homemakers. I know, that's terrible. Wow, that is terrible.
Yeah, and remember,
how
in
horrific.
his Georgia Tech speech, he talked about how his true victories are as a husband and a father, not his Super Bowl wins.
Right.
I mean, this is absolutely just fabricated at this
Everything
point.
good is bad. Everything bad is good. At the NASCAR race the other day, Ricky Stenhouse and Kyle Busch got into it after the race. Did Kyle Busch bump into him? Is that what caused him to crash?
I believe so.
Yeah,
and so he's taking issue with it.
Yeah, during the race.
Apparently, I don't know. I was emailing back and forth. Rob Borowski, who used to run the TV side there,
big time NASCAR
fan.
fan.
I was like, so what happened here? Don't make me go back and find out for myself. But he's like, anyway, this is Ricky's going to be the one. The guy waiting for him here, he's going to be the one getting punished here. So this is Kyle Busch going to talk about it, and so they're talking. Fireworks. I didn't touch you. Stenhouse is in the gray shirt. And then watch this, out of the blue, while they're arguing. What? Just start swinging at him.
Oh, man. Wow.
Oh. And they want to continue this.
Wow. Now he seems to be fighting with somebody else. Is that one of Stenhouse's people? Okay. Wow.
Can't wait to see. Now I'm going to watch next week's race.
Huh.
Of course, Stenhouse may be facing substantial penalties. He may
because
not
he
be
punched
racing
him?
for a while. Yeah.
Really?
I mean, he just swung at him. I mean, it looked like they were just talking it out.
Yeah.
And then out of left field, well, technically on the right field.
I suck just as bad as you. Let's go.
Let's go. Kyle Busch.
Huh.
Yep.
Well, they should put the gloves on and get in the ring.
I need to see this.
Settle it. Mono a mono.
Kill that, yeah.
All right.
All right. So, anyway.
Anyway.
Tempers flare.
Yeah.
And as Rob called it, that's short track racing. And of course, as Ricky Bobby said, what was it? What was the line? Rubbing is racing. So.
Rubbin is racing?
Yeah, go see Talladega Nights.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. There you go.
It's a movie that I've seen that you have.
Talladega Nights?
Yeah.
Yes, that is a movie that you've seen that I have not. That's with, is it Will Ferrell in that? Mm-hmm. And who else?
What's the guy's name that does in every movie with Will Ferrell? You know, that guy.
Yeah, that guy.
The bearded guy. What's his name?
I do know who you're talking about, though.
Say it loud.
Yeah.
John C. Reilly? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's who I was thinking of.
And you got Andy Richter, who plays an awesome flamboyant homosexual male. Just a great role. That's Conan O'Brien's sidekick. Mm-hmm. There's some great lines from that movie, man. It's well done.
Okay. Boeing whistleblower John Mitch Barnett took his own life on March 9th. South Carolina authorities reiterated that in two reports that they released Friday. All findings suggest that he died from a single self-inflicted gunshot wound. Wasn't this the guy that they said shot himself twice in the head? Now they're saying it was a single gunshot wound?
He's not the two.
He's not the one?
No, I don't think so.
He was found dead in his truck in Charleston, South Carolina. He was in the midst of giving depositions alleging Boeing retaliated against him for complaints about quality lapses and was scheduled to continue depositions the day his body was found.
Yep.
As he was a Boeing whistleblower caught up in a long legal fight with his embattled former employer, Barnett's death received global attention. Mm-hmm. And that intensified when a second whistleblower, Joshua Dean of Boeing, Boeing supplier Spirit Aerosystems, died from an infection.
Yeah, that was weird. That was a very weird infection in Oklahoma, right?
Yeah.
And then the South Carolina guy, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't like it. Just don't speak ill about Boeing, I guess, is the moral of the story. I did think that Alex Jones had a great tweet when he tweeted about this story over the weekend. John Barnett's death ruled officially a suicide, and then Alex Jones goes, in 1963, JFK committed suicide in Dallas. Yes, exactly. Good stuff.
Immediately after his death, Barnett's attorneys, Robert Turkowitz and Brian Knowles, called for an investigation into his death and said at the time there was no indication he would take his own life. But the coroner said he did. So we're done. We're done here. Nothing to see. Move along. Move along.
Didn't the whistleblower guy, didn't he have plans coming up that weekend or something?
Yeah, he was traveling back, with the family, yeah.
I swear,
I mean, you can't help but wonder, right? We've just seen so much. You just can't help but wonder.
Place a call to the Charleston County coroner. Yeah, we know that little thing that you're involved with, so it was a suicide. Cool, thanks.
Done. Okay, move along.
I didn't know you had the phone number to the coroner.
I've got every phone number, man.
Yeah. Just all in his head, too. He doesn't even have to Rolodex it.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah?
That's a good one.
Yeah. All right. Alice Stewart, a Republican strategist, political commentator on CNN, died. She was 58.
Yep.
Her death was announced by CNN. The company said police found her body outdoors in Northern Virginia early Saturday morning. The authorities said they believe she had a medical emergency but didn't provide a cause.
Yeah.
Now,
probably natural, right? Because we got the Bank of America employee, 25, dies suddenly weeks after 35-year-old Bank of America colleague dies. We've got the legendary Nirvana producer, Steve Albini, dies, 61. Anyway, I'm sure these
and
are
she
all
was 58.
She's 58.
But it has nothing to do with revisiting the former CDC director, Robert Redfield.
Oh, yeah, the clip we had yesterday.
And what he had to say.
Yeah, listen careful.
Just a quick reminder on that.
You know, those of us that tried to suggest there may be significant side effects from vaccines, we kind of like with the rest of your show that you had early on, we kind of got canceled. Because no one wanted to talk about the potential that there was a problem from the vaccines because they were afraid that that would cause people not to want to get vaccinated. The reality is, I was part of Warp Speed. These are important vaccines. We saved a lot of lives. They're important for the most vulnerable people, those over 60, 65 years of age. They really aren't that critical for those that are under 50 or younger. But those vaccines saved a lot of lives, but they're also, we have to be honest, some people got significant side effects from the vaccine. I have a number of people that are quite ill, and they never had COVID, but they are ill from the vaccine, and we just have to acknowledge that.
We do? Because I thought that was conspiracy nonsense, and you needed to be shut down and silenced if you were saying anything even approaching that. Like we'd take you off YouTube if you said that on a YouTube clip. We'd fire you from your job. Is that why he's the former CDC director now? No, of course not. But, I mean, now, 4 years later, the truth is starting to trickle out.
Yeah.
More and more. They're starting to admit that, there's some problems here. There are some problems with the vaccine. It was the perfect vaccine up until, very recently.
Yeah, and apparently Canada's Department of Health has confirmed that they found this, I don't even know how to pronounce this thing. Basically, it's SV40 inside the Pfizer vaccine. It's a cancer-causing thing. I don't know a lot about that, but apparently that's going to be a big discussion in Parliament in Canada today. So be listening for that. And also, did you see that it kind of flew under the radar last week that the NIH director, Lawrence Tabak, said that basically confirmed that, we were totally doing gain of function. So over in Wuhan.
Which we knew.
Yeah.
But again, they denied.
And this goes back to what you always say, Pat. It's like, is anything going to come of this?
No.
Is anybody going to be held accountable? Is anybody going to be marched in front of a trial? No.
No. I mean, Fauci should absolutely be held accountable for this. He won't be, but he should. It's a shame. It's a shame. A lot of people suffered for this. If they would have just admitted the truth from the beginning, then, you wouldn't hold them so accountable. But they lied through their teeth every step of the way. And Fauci still lies.
I represent science.
Yeah. Look, consider supporting the Blaze Media, where our mission is to set fire to the lies that you've been hearing for all these years. Not only will you get this show, but you'll have access to everything else we do at the Blaze, too. From our Blaze Original series, which are fantastic, to Steve Baker's incredible investigative work revealing the shocking lies about January 6th and a lot more. Get the full show plus our overtime content by going to blazetv.com. Subscribe today. Use the promo code PAT and you'll get $20 off your subscription. blazetv.com. Get the full show and overtime and everybody else's overtime and the Blaze originals, all of Glenn's specials. Do that now. The offer code PAT at blazetv.com.
Pat Gray is unleashed.
Speaking of Steve Baker and his investigative work, his story has a little bit of an update. He says, my federal criminal case already had First Amendment implications when the Justice Department decided to charge me in March with 4 misdemeanors stemming from my reporting at the U.S. Capitol, January 6th. Now the case may endanger 2 more basic rights, the right to self-defense and the right to travel. A federal judge denied a motion by his attorneys to have those restrictions removed. His next hearing before Judge Cooper is scheduled for June 3rd. That one should be interesting. The government absurdly contends that, quote, travel to the District of Columbia is not a right, unquote, particularly for someone who does not reside in or nearby the district while on pretrial release. He says, to be clear, I'm not restricted from traveling to the nation's capital, but I am required to notify my court-assigned pretrial services officer when I'm on my way to the district. They got to be prepared because he's bringing his criminal self to the district, and they got to get the authorities alerted and have the National Guard standing by just in case he incites another insurrection, I guess. This is amazing. Judge Christopher Cooper issued a minute order denying both his contention and our request for the restoration of Steve's Second Amendment right to carry a gun for personal protection. So he can't do that right now either. The ruling is unusual. By issuing the order, rather than responding directly to the legal arguments, case precedents, listed statutes, and whatever, the judge leaves no choice but to seek an expedited appeal. In simple terms, we have to go over his head. The dispute stems from a motion Steve's attorney submitted last month objecting to 2 pretrial restrictions the court imposed on him. That he relinquish his firearms, which he had to do, and still does have to be without his firearms, and report all of his travel to his pretrial services officer in North Carolina. He's charged with nonviolent misdemeanors, and this is what they're doing to him.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Wow.
That I would encourage everybody to go and watch that movie, the warontruthmovie.com. And for the record, no one is getting paid for this. You just need to see that, the warontruthmovie.com, and it will show you how many individuals associated with January 6th, what they're facing. There is no justice in this nation.
No, it's terrible. It's terrible. And these restrictions are predicated on 2 premises, which the government has to prove in order to enforce. That he's a flight risk, which, come on, he's not. And a danger to society. You've seen Steve many times. Clearly, he's a danger to society. He could snap at any time and just start dropping people left and right. Oh yeah,
we see him out here, and we're like,
oh man,
chill, bro.
Are you gonna start shooting up the place? Because we know that could happen at any moment.
I swear this
is how, again, you mentioned this earlier in the show. This is how the January 6th defendants are being treated.
Yep.
Some of them were in jail for years.
Or still are in many
and some
many
still
cases.
are.
Oh, yeah.
Even before their sentence. And then some have been sentenced to 5 years, 10 years, up to what, 27 years? Was, I think, the worst sentence we've heard of.
Just imagine.
My gosh.
Our country, the United States of America, now, if you want to contribute to someone who is defending themselves, you want to contribute to their legal fund, their attorney's fees, then the government goes in and says, oh, we're going to come up with an arbitrary fine. How much was your GoFundMe for? Yeah, that's your fine. All that money is going to your fine now. I mean, does this sound like any country that you grew up in?
No.
This is absolute madness. Everything about this is wrong. It's wrong.
Life has passed me by. Country I was brought up in fell apart and died.
I mean, does that not sum it up so well? That song was written in 1970. How much truer is it today, 54 years later, than it was back then? The country we were brought up in fell apart and died. Man, it feels that way. I hate it. But every day we see the evidence of that. Every single day. It's despicable. And what they're doing to Steve Baker and others, what they've done to thousands of J6 defendants it's un-American and unconstitutional, but it continues. All right. We got overtime coming up today. We'll be back for the midweek extravaganza tomorrow on Pat Gray Unleashed. Jeffy will join us. Chew the fat. See you then.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.